Come on guys, so we're gonna replace this battery on 2015 Chevy Malibu. I'll be using chemo ratchet, and these are all the tools you're gonna need. You need 8mm socket, you will need 13mm socket, you will need 10mm socket, extension, and some kind of pick. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this cover, which are two clips right here. You just push them in and then pull this out. Let's put this aside. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to need to remove this negative cable. We're going to remove this nut, which is 10mm socket. I'll just put the extension on. So let's remove that. And we're going to need to remove this connector. You just push in and pull out. Now let's remove this. After we remove negative cable, we're going to move on to positive. First we're going to need to move this out of the way. Now there's a little tab. You just push up and move this aside. Now we're gonna need to remove positive cable, which is 10mm. After you remove this, we're gonna need to remove this connector, this nut, and this nut. So for the small one, you're gonna need 8mm socket. Put this aside. Now we need 13mm socket for this one. Put this aside. And for this connector, you're gonna need to push on this gray tab and then just pull. Let's move all this aside. Alright, so after we loosen all of this, now we need to remove this assembly. And the way to do that, you're going to need some kind of pick. And we're going to right here, pull up. And there's a tab on this. Alright. And let's... Alright, so we got all this loose. To remove this, there's two tabs. All you have to do is slide and pull up. Now, next step, we need to remove this plastic, and we need to remove this bolt that's holding actual battery. And you will need extension, and you're gonna need 13mm socket. Now here's the bolt. We need to lift on this clip right here. Get this out of the side. And now you need to lift this up and wiggle it out. And there you go. If you want, you could remove this. All you have to do is just pull on it. So you have more room, but you don't have to. Alright guys, got ourselves new battery. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna tighten that bolt to hold the battery. Go ahead, put this shield back on. The next, you're gonna have to push this clip over that and then push this whole assembly down, okay? Next you're gonna tighten this nut, and you're gonna plug this. Make sure this gray clip is pushed in all the way. Next you're gonna move on to the negative side. You're gonna tighten this nut and you're gonna plug this connector in. Alright, and next, everything's tight, go ahead, put this connector back on. And the last thing, put your cover back on. Once you have that, push everything in and you're done.